On special offer today, 5 boss fights for the price of 1. Also, for a limited time only, the special edition Lightning Rapier Lightning.
Yes, you heard that right. 5 boss battles in a row, all NPCs. But I've done, what, 5.5 videos so far. I'm committed to this approach now, might as well see it through. First up is Duran, and it should come as no surprise to anyone that he is an absolute joke. Essentially an even weaker version of Gustav, can't even do the Whirlwind Blade, and goes down in record time. Speaking of Gustav, we're not going to be seeing him here. For some reason he doesn't participate, even though he was introduced as one of the contestants. You can invent your own reason for that. Personally, I like to think he's off sulking because Yumel didn't represent his school. Or possibly he did participate and just wasn't one of our matchups. That'd be a nice change. Ever notice how in video game tournaments it always seems to be you versus everyone else? Shouldn't there be other matches going on? Next up is Nanai, and honestly, most of these battles can be summed up by saying they fight the same way you do with whatever weapon they represent. Like Nanai has flying daggers, so she throws daggers at you, and she has the special attack, which is the homing dagger thing. Doesn't turn into a giant bird though, very disappointing. And I'll tell you something, I should not have got hit just there, because I landed the last blow, the computer took control away from me because the battle was over, and then that dagger hit me. What a load of load. And speaking of loads, what is Nanai doing at this tournament and why does nobody care? The prevailing attitude seems to be that she's an evil witch who deserves death, and yet suddenly nobody gives a damn that she's parading herself in front of the entire town, working her wicked witchy ways. See, this is what I was saying about the tournament. It shouldn't be in the game. It doesn't make sense. It's not like it's just some stupid filler thing that we can take or leave. It actively undermines the plot. It goes against what we know about these characters. Like, why does Nanai care about the Southern Flight School in which she's had no prior involvement and which is spearheaded by her evil great-aunt, who's been holding her only other living relative hostage for God knows how long? I didn't talk about Rudrud, by the way, because what am I supposed to say? It's exactly the same fight as it was last time. Here's a surprise, though. I think we've all been waiting to give this pompous bearded arse a good kicking. At least I certainly have. He is another swordsman, so expect whirlwind blades, but he's also got a shield, which makes things trickier. And a bit of a strange quirk in that he rarely, if ever, flinches from your blows, so he can just interrupt your combos whenever he damn well feels like it. This isn't a real boss fight though, there is no score, no medal, so I don't care about taking hits as long as I win. And eventually, I'll remember what you're supposed to do, which is to get behind him. Really though, even if you have no idea what you're doing in these fights, you can pretty much just slug it out and they will die before you do. Assuming you do have a decent weapon. And feeling that your MP is restored after every fight, so you can just spam healing items with wild abandon. But if you find yourself needing to do that, then could you please put on your apron and bake me some gingerbread men, because you are my mother. Never played a video game in your life, wouldn't even know what to do with the DS. Not even if it sang its own instruction manual to her in the sweet, soulful voice of Lionel Richie, of whom she is a fan. Love you, Mum. God bless. Oh no, yeah, wow, that might have hit me if I'd not been paying the slightest bit of attention. One thing to be careful of though, an explosion can still hit you even after it seems like it's gone, so just watch out for that. I got hit on purpose, of course, to demonstrate that for you. But otherwise, sadly, Hao Chi is just another pretender. He does take a lot of hits, but that's about it. And with that, thank the Lord, this awful, pointless tournament comes to a close. Once all the pomp is done with, we can get back to some actual plot developments. Brace yourself.